You've heard about the cheap food, the beautiful women, the beautiful beaches, the elephants you can play with, the mushrooms you can take. You want to go to Thailand, but how much is it to live in Thailand? How much it is for us digital nomads to live comfortably in Thailand? That's what we're about to figure out today.
Cheap, is it expensive? You'll watch
I'd imagine
100
it
different
is.
videos on YouTube, and you'll see different
It's Thailand,
people's
right?
takes saying it's expensive or it's cheap. In this video, I'm going to break down all of my monthly costs, having spent 5 months here this year, and I will tell you what I have paid on average. This is going to vary from place to place that you are in Thailand, but I'm going to give you an honest take on it. And I haven't been scrimping, I've been living pretty nicely, all for what I would consider very good value. It's going to differ a little bit, whether you're on your own or whether you're in a couple. I would consider myself in the digital nomad category, but it's also going to differ if you're on holiday, as a tourist, as a backpacker. So let's get stuck in and break down these costs. Number one is going to be the biggest expense for most people, and that is accommodation. You're going to pay anything from around about 10,000 on the lowest end or lower end, up to around about 20 to 25,000 on the middle end. You could spend anything on the middle end. You could spend anything in this bracket,
so we can see the price.
But what I have spent in the last month is 19,000 on a 1-bed apartment with a separate living room, little kitchenette that's attached to the living room, a balcony, in a nice safe condo, spacious room. And I am in Hua Hin, 3 hours south of Bangkok, which is a cheaper area of Thailand to live or stay as an expat, but it's not the cheapest. So I would say if you're budgeting around somewhere in between 15,000 to 20,000, that's going to be a safe bet to get somewhere nice, comfortable, and spacious enough to be able to go about your business. Obviously, if you want somewhere bigger, more luxurious, you can increase that and keep going up and up as much as you want. Eating out and groceries is going to be another big one, and for me that's actually coming in more and higher than my accommodation. I'm a big eater, I train, I'm active, I need a lot of food, I like a lot of food, and whatever I save during the week by eating simply and maybe cooking some breakfast at home and not eating every meal out, I will.
That's one of the craziest things in Thailand, because for the vast majority of people around the world, what they spend most of their money on is going to be rent. Most of their money will go into rent over and over and over again. We see that to be the case. So the fact that he's spending more money on food regularly just because he likes to eat, my boy's got some muscles and he likes to eat, is in and of itself enough proof that it's a very affordable place to live. I mean, the rent is the biggest thing. Imagine if you had your apartment now, or the house that you had now, but you were spending so little on it that you spent more from your food bill every month eating the way that you do than your rent.
Will then make up for by going out for a nice meal at the weekend. So this is coming in at 20,000 baht per month for my food and groceries, and that includes what I eat daily and 1 to 2 nicer meals out at the weekend. You could definitely get by on cheaper, you could definitely eat street food, you could definitely get by on half of that, but do you want to? I don't. I want to eat nicer foods, I want to get plenty of meat, I want to eat some Thai food, some Western food, and that for me is a healthy budget to be able to get in everything that I need.
Lots of meat, no homo.
Number 3 is water, and that is not the water that you are going to be paying on your bills. This is just drinking water that obviously you're going to need because you can't drink.
That's a crazy thing that people have to think about. Coming from first world countries, we can just drink water out of the tap. Obviously, a lot of people have stigmas around, oh, I'm special, I only drink the fresh, high alkaline spring water. But the bottom line is, because we live in a first world country and our water is filtered so good, it's perfectly fine for you to drink the water out of the tap in the US, and a lot of countries have safe drinking water. Even when you're bathing, sometimes in other countries, it's not advised to drink any of the water. Don't let any of it come into your mouth. Obviously, you aren't just drinking your bath water. But don't get any water into your system because of how sick it can make you. But it's a crazy thing to think about. This is something that you have to plan for when you travel. Where are you going to get your water from, and whether or not the water is safe to drink where you're going. And he's saying that a part of his expenses
the taps. There's a cheaper way to do this. You can go to the machines. It's probably better water. It's probably cheaper. But I'm lazy personally, and I just get bottled water. And with that, I've been paying around about 120 times 30. 60 times 30. Around about 1,800 baht per month, which is around about like £1.50 per day or 60 baht per day, and that gets me 3 to 4 litres, maybe 5 litres of water every day. We're going to walk and talk for this one, and this is point number 4, and that is training or the gym. For me, this is an expense that I can't go without.
This is a big expense too, because one of the many reasons some of us might want to go to Thailand is because it's the home of Muay Thai. They fight like no others. They have some crazy fighters that have come out of Thailand, and getting the experience to go over there and train with them would be awesome. So
I need to pay this, but I'm paying 6,000 baht per month, and that includes my Muay Thai, and I get my gym membership with that. You can pay a lot more than that, especially if you're in places like Phuket, Samui or Bangkok, but here I'm paying 6,000 and I get 10 privates for that, so one-to-ones, and then I get access to the gym that is in the Muay Thai gym as well, so that's all in one. A little bit more expensive than most people are gonna want to be paying or need to be paying each month, unless you're specifically coming to do Muay Thai. But for me, that's an expense I always account for. And when I was in Samui and when I was in Phuket, I was paying a lot more than that. So here, as far as I'm concerned, that's great value. Utility bills, something that everybody is going to be using. And we are looking at tap water or water that comes out your shower. And we are looking at electric. It goes without saying, if you leave your aircon on 24/7 and leave the tap on 24/7, you're going to be paying more. So it's hard to give a specific number on this. But I would budget anywhere from around about 1,200 baht all the way up to about 2,500 baht, depending on the rate you're getting and how much you're using. That's a safe bet. I like to budget somewhere in between, and I'd say somewhere in the region of about 1,600 baht.
A lot of places, like if you're going to have an Airbnb, you won't need to worry about paying for your electricity prices because they're going to include that in with the Airbnb that you pay for. A little bit of a premium for that, but it's worth it. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about coming out of pocket with a specific amount just to pay for electricity or whatever every month. So, yeah.
Is what I'm paying per month for my water and electricity. I got that a little bit wrong. I'm paying somewhere closer to 2,000. I don't have the specific numbers on this because it differs a little bit month to month and depending on what accommodation I'm staying in. But that is around about the number, somewhere in the region, 1,800, 2,000 baht. Also, all of these do depend on whether you're a single person or...
Side note, the currency name baht is such a cool currency name. It's such a cool currency name. Out of all the currency names that exist, baht is one of the coolest. You got Brazilian reais, you got the Greatest British Pound. That's a pretty cool name. But baht, yeah, I got 1,000 baht. Like, it's such a cool currency.
Then you're going to split the cost in half, but also you might be spending a little bit more because there's more electricity use and more water usage. Back to the walking and talking. Next one, laundry. Again, this is going to differ from person to person because if you're sweating a lot, you're probably going to want to wash more laundry, unless you're a dirty bugger. But if you are sweating a lot, training a lot, if there's 2 of you, you're going to be going through more laundry. And also, if you're not lazy and you have the means to wash and use the washing machine provided, if you have one in your apartment yourself, you'll probably save money. I'm lazy and I'll only end up making my clothes stink by leaving them on the line or leaving them in the washer. So I go and get them done. For one person, I'd budget around about 500 baht per month. For 2 people, I'd budget around about 1,000. That could go up slightly, that could come down. Bosh. The next one on this list we got is transport. So are you renting a scooter? Are you renting a car? How much fuel are you using? How many taxis are you getting? For me, I'm renting a scooter right now for 3,500 baht. Last month I was paying a lot more than that, but the one I've got right now, it's new, it ticks all the boxes, and I'm not currently riding that much. It's a Honda Click 160.
I also want to, before we finish this video, go over and do 1,000 baht to USD so you can see the translation. So 1,000 baht, you see, keep saying this, is about 30 US dollars, right? So 5,000 baht is about $150. He showed us one of the really nice apartments for 15,000 baht. So that apartment would be $452 per month. Just as a quick currency formula in your head, every 1,000 baht is 30 US dollars.
CCC, I'm paying 3,500 baht. I'm paying about 300 baht for fuel each month. And for taxis, I get about 2 taxis a week, both costing somewhere in the region of like 100 to 120 baht per one. So I'm looking at somewhere in the region of 200 to 250 baht per week on taxis. That's a lot cheaper here, and I'm not using them that much. You might want to budget a little bit more if you're going somewhere where they're a bit more priced up.
Look at those beaches.
One that I think a lot of people don't actually account for is nights out. How much you spend in going out each month. I budget somewhere in the region of 8,000 to 10,000. Some months it might
That's
go over.
real. All these lists online, they always just assume that like these are actually just your living expenses, or they have way too little for like your going out expenses. You know you're gonna be wanting to go out. Look at that beach. Look at that view right now. Look at that view and tell me you're going to be staying in all day. Oh yeah, I came to Thailand just to stay in my apartment. No, you have to budget for the amount that you're going to spend once you go party, once you hit the strip.
And trickle into like 12,000. Some months it might be down at like
So he
6.
spends about 300
Safe bet would be
USD.
about 8,000 to 10,000. That includes food,
Per
drinks, couple of taxis,
Going
live
out.
music. So a little side note on that is that I am also eating in a couple of nice Western style or Thai style restaurants once or twice per week. So that's accounted into the nights out.
That looks so good, whatever he's eating. What is that? It is humongous, whatever it is. Like, that's a lot of food. But dang, it looks good.
So travel insurance. I'm paying around about 2,000 baht per month, and that is for a digital
60
Nomad
USD.
travel insurance. So it allows me to leave the country, go multiple places, and it's a subscription basis. You don't have to have a specified amount of time where you're leaving the country and then coming back. So you could definitely get that for cheaper if you were only coming for 30 days, 60 days. But if you're coming for longer, for i.e. 3 months or flexible, then having something like that could be an option, could be a game changer. For me, that's 2,000 baht per month. Then we got visas. I'm putting this in there as 1,000 baht per month. It's hard to actually calculate and work this out because
About 30 USD. A good thing about US citizenship and a few other countries, specific passports allow you to basically have up to 90 days in a country without needing a visa. And what you can do is, and I'm going to say this in all my videos like this, so, but what you can do is go to the embassy, request an extension, and get up to 180 days. And then all you have to do if you want to reset that is go to another country for a day officially through customs, and then come back, and it's reset, and then you can do it again. So big advantages to having, you know, a good passport from a specific country. Obviously, you can't control that unless you have the money to buy a residency in another one. The Brazilian passport's really good. If you want residency, you just got to have a baby. That's what I plan on doing. So,
because if you are staying and you want to do a visa renewal, generally speaking, I believe they're about 1,900 baht per time that you want to get an extension for most visas. Might be an exception for some. But if you have to leave the country and then come back, which some people do, that's going to be an added expense for flights or for a visa run or anything like that. So that's something to consider, but it's not something that I'm included in this. So it might be an addition, but for me, visas, I'm putting in at somewhere in the region of 1,000 baht per month. And the final point on this, I've probably missed a couple of things, but the final point on this is the miscellaneous category. So we're talking massages, haircuts, pharmacy trips, anything like that. And for that a month, I don't necessarily put a budget on it, but working it out, I would predict it's somewhere in the region of about 1,200 baht per month per person.
About
That
45
honestly
USD.
depends on how many massages you're getting too, because at the end of the day, if you are going for full body massage, 200, 300 baht per day, then that's going to soon add up. That's going to be a lot more. So this,
he's a trainer. He's a trainer. He's a fighter. You know, he needs full body massages. Otherwise, he's going to be in pain all the time. So don't give him that eye. Don't give him that eye. You know, not everybody who wants to travel is a freak. Calm down.
going to differ a lot from person to person, but for me, that's what I'm spending, getting about 2 massages, 3 massages a month, and pharmacy trips, just the occasional random one, and getting my hair cut once a week, which is, I'm only paying 150 baht per week. You might guess that, you might not, I don't know.
Whoa. Bro, go buy an electric razor. That is not even a haircut. It is a 10% bowl cut. Whatever is on top of his head is horrible, and there is no reason why he should be paying for that every single week. His barber jacked him up. That makes no sense. I don't care how much you're spending. If you're spending $1 a week on that, you can stop, bro. Go buy an electric razor. Mr. Josh on the move. Go buy an electric razor. Just shave it off. Just shave it off. And if you don't want that, then just give yourself a Peaky Blinders cut, an undercut. Get rid of all the hair on the sides and the back, and just leave the hair on the top. Let it grow out a little bit further than this. I know you're a fighter, so you can't have your hair long. So either just go bald or deal with it. But I don't know who your barber is. I don't know who you're spending money with. You gotta stop that. You gotta stop that.
That is what I'm paying. I usually give them a tip, so I'm paying $200 per week. So actually, with that in mind, I've got my maths all wrong.
I just realized how much of a hypocrite I am since I haven't had a haircut in literally like a month and a half. That being said,
and what I'm actually paying is around about 1,600 baht per month for haircuts, the occasional massage, and just the odd little bits and bobs from the pharmacy. Guys, that is this video wrapped up. I'll put the total down here, somewhere in the region of about 65.
Okay, so we got total monthly costs for him living very, very affordably at about $2,000 per month. And he's not living shabby. He's living very comfortably, obviously. What are you getting for $2,000 a month in the U.S.? Huh? What are you getting? Huh? Let me guess. You have a one-bedroom apartment for $1,000 a month. Is that right? Am I right? Anyway, $2,000 a month, and you can live comfortably in Thailand. A lot of the other places, a lot of the other prices are similar to this. Ultimately, the best way for you to figure out your specific expenses is going to be, and I'm going to say this in all the videos, is going to be to calculate exactly how much you usually spend, and then use those numbers to accurately give yourself a projection into the future as to how much you'd spend in another country. Are you going to be doing the same things, going to the same places, and living kind of the same life? If you are, then you can use your current expenses, the current amount you spend, over there, or when you're traveling, or when you're going anywhere. So mine would probably be pretty close to his, about $2K a month. Because I'm a very, very cheap traveler and I like to stay in places for a long time, so it saves me a lot of money on the apartments. Anyway, that's it.